this week's chapter of One Piece, Luffy and his friends depart from Zunisha, the island of Zou, so that they can save their friend, Sanji. All the other members of the Mink tribe and remaining Straw Hat crew members also prepare for their big missions to go to the Wano Kingdom, as well as preparing for the big war with the Four Emperors. Prepare to set sail. This is the beginning of another grand adventure in the One Piece series. All the different members of the Straw Hat crew, all the different people from the Mink tribe are now teaming up, getting into their own groups as they get ready for another grand adventure. This week's chapter had a lot of humor to it. It also had a lot of really cool teases. First, let me just talk about some of my favorite moments. First and foremost, the Den Den Mushis, the snail phones. I did not know that you could actually catch those things in the wild and just turn them into phones just like that. Apparently, that's the case, and there are some kingdoms that actually don't make use of those very weird snail phones. It's a weird little fact that they brought up, but I like that they did that, because it expands a little bit more on the universe of One Piece. Next, it looks like Nami has a brand new addition to her climb-attacked weapon. It looks like Usopp has powered it up, and it has a lot of brand new abilities. It can also extend very similar to the Power Pole from Dragon Ball, so I think that's pretty freaking awesome. And of course, it leads to a really funny scene where Usopp tries to get Nami to pay him for his services, but of course, she just uses her Mirage abilities to escape, because she's kind of a tightwad. Another big thing about this chapter is that the groups are dividing up even more. Basically, we got 4 groups who are getting ready to go do their own things. One of the biggest additions is that Luffy is going to be bringing Pekoms along with him, the turtle lion, and they're also going to be joined by Pedro. And Pedro is a character who is still very mysterious to me. I'm not sure what to take from this guy, but he's coming along because apparently he can deal with Pekom's temperament. And Pekoms is just hilarious. You know, he's already a really funny-looking character. The fact that he's an anthropomorphic lion wearing a pink suit. But the fact that Luffy is dragging him along on this giant backpack that he's wearing is really funny. That panel where all the group is together is fantastic. It's a great shot before they get ready to go on this adventure. The fact that Luffy has this giant, like, just ball of food on his back, and on top of that is Pekoms, who is also tied up. Something about that to me was really funny, and the fact that when they depart the island, they basically just jump right off of the elephant. I can't wait to see how they're actually going to land. There's a lot of really cool intrigue with the fact that we have all of these different teams who are getting ready to go off and do their own things, especially because another development is that Momonosuke and Ino Arashi are going to stay behind, while the other groups like Nekomamushi and their teams are going to go off and try to figure out what they are going to go and do. And then we have the final panel of this week's chapter, which I honestly do believe is probably the most interesting thing about this week's chapter of One Piece, is that we go back to Alabasta Kingdom from the classic Alabasta arc, and it looks like Vivi is getting ready to head out to sea. Why is she doing this? Is she going to try and meet with her old friends, the Straw Hat Pirates, again? Does she have another mission? Is she going to end up getting caught in this massive war with the Four Emperors? All I know is, I think it's a welcome addition. As far as I'm concerned, Vivi is an official member of the Straw Hat crew. I mean, she traveled with them for such a long time. She has some useful abilities, and hell, she has a giant duck! I say, bring Vivi back. I cannot wait to see her in action, and I'm glad that she's just not another throwaway character that they meet randomly in arc that we never ever see again. The fact that she's about to take an active role, I think, is really damned interesting. They might even just be responding to what happened at Dressrosa Kingdom, considering that Alabasta and Dressrosa have had something of a history in the past. They might actually be going to the kingdom to help out all of those people. I don't know if that's really what's going to happen. I'm pretty much done with the whole Dressrosa arc at this point, especially after experiencing it in the anime version, but I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Vivi. I really thought that that was probably the best part of this week's chapter, aside from Nami getting a brand new weapon upgrade, and just all of the hilarity from a lot of the scenes this week, especially the very beginning with Chopper. And so what's the rundown on this week's chapter of One Piece? This was a very simple chapter, and again, another one of those necessary evils where we're preparing to go on another grand adventure, which is surely going to last a very long time. The thing that's interesting about this one, though, is that there's just so many different teams doing different things, so I can't wait to see what they're going to focus on predominantly. I mean, you have Luffy and their crew who are heading to the Whole Cake Island to go and get Sanji and go after Big Mom and everything. I'd like to think that they're going to focus focus on that first, but I have a feeling they're probably going to save that a little later. We're probably going to follow another team, and then of course there's the character of Pedro, who is still an incredibly mysterious Mink Tribe member. We've barely seen the guy in action. He gets a lot of guff from the three musketeers who claim they're the ones who are going to travel along, but Pedro is going with the group because of his history with Pecoms and the fact that he does know his temperament, so I can't wait to see more of the interactions between these guys. And I love the fact that despite the fact that we are leaving Zunisha and the island of Zou, we're still going to be spending time with these Mink Tribe members who I think are just really enduring and a lot of fun, and they have some amazing quirks to them. It's still really strange to me that Wanda just decides to lick Nami on the face as they're leaving. She is an anthropomorphic dog, but she's still a dog first, which I think is really funny. I also love the scene when you have the entire dog clan who just want to go with Brooke because basically they just want to eat him. I'm also a little shocked that they're immediately getting right to this stuff and we still haven't really seen what officially happened to Jack the Drought. Was he really just defeated by this giant elephant and now he's at the bottom of the ocean? I'm really interested to see how that's going to go down. We really didn't get like a big confirmation on what happened to him, although the history of the One Piece series will show us that Jack has survived many things and his name has been put in the obituary before, so I imagine we will see this character again. Probably as soon as the characters start to go out to sea, they might actually end up having a confrontation with this guy. We're just going to have to wait. What I will say is this week's chapter was really good. It was extremely wordy, but it had a lot of funny moments, some brand new moments which were really great, and all of the build-up for the next arc is really fantastic. That combined with a really cool artwork in this week's chapter, especially the very end with Luffy and his team just jumping off the side of the elephant, just had this like great grand feeling to it that I really loved, and it's given me a lot of hope for what's going to be coming in the Versus 4 Emperors arc. So I'm really excited. This is a great build-up chapter of One Piece. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Just a very pleasant read, a lot of great artwork to look at, lots of funny moments, and build up for the next arc. So check it out, One Piece fans. You will definitely see something you like. But if any of you guys did read this week's chapter of One Piece, why don't you tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Did you have a favorite scene from this week's chapter of One Piece? What do you think of Nami's brand new weapon? And what's the deal with Vivi? Is she literally just going off on some random mission that we're never going to see again? Or is she going to play a more active role in the upcoming arc? And would you like to see her return? And the fact that Vivi is returning, are there any other old characters that you would like to see returned to the One Piece anime series? And what do you want to see from the rest of the Versus Emperors arc? Please tell me in the comment section below. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching this review. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be able to see all of our latest anime and manga reviews as they are released. You guys should also check out my reaction to Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, which is the very first live-action Star Wars spin-off film, which is coming out later this year. As you guys probably know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so make sure to check out the reaction. It will definitely be on the channel. That's it, guys. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!